Hello, Outriders! Welcome to my first Outriders build video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the game. I know I am definitely enjoying the grind and I still have a long way to go. I am a Technomain. I fell in love with it in the demo and it's paid off big time. Technomancer is overpowered and is an unkillable killing machine. You will be able to level up to 30, grind to world tier 15, and power through expedition tiers with ease once you start getting all the pieces together. And once you do get all the right pieces, you will be unstoppable, guys. Unstoppable. It's insane how crazy this build is. Alright, with all that said, let's get right into the build, guys. To start off, we'll be going over the talent tree that I chose to run. It is subject to change, but it's the best that I've tested so far and it works like a charm. I'll be going over the build while also doing the highest expedition difficulty, which is CT15, to show you how powerful and easy it is to use. There are a couple pros and cons. I'll go over the pros first. You'll have massive damage, massive self-healing. You'll also have massive damage while aiming down sight and hip firing. And you'll see why hip fire is very important later. You'll have permanent blighted rounds, which is pretty strong. Best ability in the game. The best CC in the game, which is freeze. You'll never reload unless you mess up. You have all the best debuffs to push out, which is reduce resistance. You'll make targets vulnerable. And you also put toxic on there. Very strong in solo and in a group. And did I mention massive damage? I'll go over the cons. There's only one. The con is if you do not kill something and get more bullets back into your mag, you'll lose your blighted rounds and you'll do way less damage than what you were doing before. Also, if you go down while in a group, you'll also lose that mag and you'll lose your damage significantly. So just try to get kills while you're shooting a boss, get small ad kills, and then just make sure you don't go down when doing matchmaking. We are now going to go over the skill tree. You will have 20 points to spend. The first one is free, which is this one here. It's a melee skill. It'll apply freeze to a single target or an AoE if you're running and you press the melee button. It also gives you 3 passive attributes, which is long range weapon damage, skill leech, and weapon leech. The 2 ones that you care about is long range weapon damage and weapon leech. Skill leech is not a thing. We don't really care about that. The first point you want to use is BR8 impact amplifier. It increases your weapon damage by 8%. Second one is suction module. Increases your weapon leech by 5%. Drill coating increases your armor piercing by 10%. BLSTM havoc nexus increases your crit damage by 15%. Exposing toxin. This is a very good one. Every time toxic is afflicted on an enemy, vulnerable status is inflicted as well. Vulnerable increases your damage to the target. Mark for execution. Vulnerable afflicted on an enemy is 40% more effective. So that gives you more damage. Okay. Toxicologist. Toxic affected enemies last 30% longer. So the debuff lasts longer. Right, that's pretty good. BR8 impact amplifier increases your weapon damage by 8%. Purge. Enemies afflicted with toxic receive 10% more damage. BR8 impact amplifier. Another 8% weapon damage. Assault master increases your weapon damage by 20% and your drop gen. The way this game works, assaults means assault rifles, LMGs, submachine guns, and double guns, not just assault rifles. So that's a good thing to know there. Assault adept increases your assault weapon damage by 12%. Drill coating increases your armor piercing by 10%. Two-sided power. This is like a glass cannon if you play Division 2. It increases your damage, but you take more damage. Very strong talent. Sharpshooter increases your long range damage by 30%. UT14 clips increases your mag size by 50%. And Purge. Enemies afflicted with toxic receive 30% more damage. Sour of decay. In case you do go down, your cooldown will be 50% lower. Anomaly fueled increases your anomaly power by 6%. This is irrelevant because we don't need anomaly power, but we just need this to get to the next one, which is disturbance coating. Increase your resistance piercing by 15%. So if you can see, we are heavily spec'd into the top tree, and we're also spec'd into toxic damage, right? And I'll let you know why we're spec'ing heavily into toxic damage, right? And how the synergies work between each other. So now I'm going to go over the 3 skills that are the best to go with this build. First one is Cryo turret. This one, the damage is it's not really important. The most important thing is that it inflicts freeze. Freezing enemies is very, very strong. Just freezes them in place and makes them not shoot at you or charge you. Pretty strong while you just unload into their face, right? The second one is what makes this build the build and what makes your build shine. It's called Blighted Rounds. Blighted Rounds fill your current weapon magazine with decay and fused bullets that inflict toxic onto enemies. Okay, so remember, once you inflict toxic, you'll be inflicting vulnerability as well. And vulnerability increases your damage, not only to you, it also gives it to all your teammates as well. And to go along with that, to make it even better, it also does AoE damage for 50% of your damage dealt. And this skill lasts until you reload or switch weapons. So the more kills that you get, there's a talent we'll see on the gear that will make you get bullets back after killing something. So that's what's going to make you never have to reload, because you constantly keep getting bullets back, right? And the third skill, it's Cold Snap. This one is pretty strong. It freezes all the enemies around you in a large radius, which is very strong for when you get surrounded from all angles. It gets you room to freeze them, revive a teammate, get out of there, and you're back in action. This one is a lifesaver. Now that we went over the talent tree and the 3 skills to use, let's go over what gear makes this build overpowered. Alright, so before we talk about talent, I just want to say that this is what was available to me at the time when I reached endgame, and there might be better combinations out there. I'll update you guys once they become available to me and once I'm able to put it on my gear, and once I am blessed with better gear. The stats on each piece is what I would like, not what I have, as I need to farm for more optimized gear, as I need to farm more and optimize everything after some tests. But because this is so early in the game, we do with what we got, you know? We're going to start off with the helmet. For stats, you're going to want firepower, weapon leech, or healing received, and close range / long range damage. I believe those would be the best, but we would have to find out after some testing. For the mods, if you see a skill mod, those are going to be easily interchangeable between pieces, because it's you can put them anywhere, right? For talent 1, trick up the sleeve, blighted round. While this skill is active, killing shots grant you 30% extra bullets into your mag. This is what's going to allow you to never have to reload, because you're going to get so many kills. There's so many ads to kill, right? So you're just going to get massive amounts of ammo back, and you're never going to have to reload. And you're going to have permanent blighted round, which is the most overpowered talent in the game right now. For talent 2, you're going to want bloodlust. Killing shots increase your firepower by 15,258, and it stacks it up to 3 times and deteriorates every 10 seconds. So because there's a lot of action in this game, you're going to be keeping that buff up a lot. And the higher level you are, amount of firepower that you get is going to be increased. So this is a pretty low gear that I had, so it should be increasing as I go up. For the chest, we have 2 talents. The first talent is no resistance against the fortified. Increases your resistance piercing by 50% of your armor piercing value. So resistance piercing and armor piercing is pretty strong, especially for those tanky bosses and elites. You'll basically melt them pretty fast. And some of the bosses have high resistance that makes them so that you're not able to freeze them. And having this resistance piercing will help you reduce that resistance for you to be able to freeze them. For the second talent, we have Ice Trap. Whenever your health drops below 30%, it inflicts freeze to all enemies in a 10-meter radius. This is very strong, because everything that touches you almost one shot. So it's very strong. On the pants, the first talent that I have is Achilles Heel. It increases your critical damage by 50% of your resistance piercing. The second talent, you have Raising Boost. It boosts your damage against enemies afflicted with freeze by 15%. And you're constantly freezing everything, so it makes sense to put this on a gear piece. For gloves, the first talent is Crit Stack. Critical shots build a 5-second stacking effect that grants you 3k anomaly power, which we don't really care about, and 6.7k firepower bonuses. And it's stacked up to 5 times. So you can easily get 30+k firepower if you keep critting. On the second talent, we have Radical Therapy. Deal 50% more damage against enemies affected with Toxic. And because anytime you shoot anything, you'll be marking them with Toxic, it makes sense to put this on a mod as well. On the boots, we have the first talent, Critical Analysis. Again, this is a buff to blighted rounds and increases your critical damage by 30% whenever this is active. And because you have it permanently active, you get free 30 crit damage. For the second talent, we have Toxic Piercer. The effectiveness of Toxic is increased by 20%. The bonus is equal to 100% of your armor piercing. Last but not least, we have the weapon. For talent 1, we have Critical Point. It increases your chance of scoring a critical shot by 15%. Crit chance is very hard to get in this game, so this talent makes a hell of a lot easier to crit anything. For the second talent, we have Resistance Breaker. I'm still testing this one, but shots decrease your target's resistance by 35% for 6 seconds. And reducing the resistance is key to making them get frozen by your freeze abilities. Now I am using an LMG, and this is because it's very good for solo and group. If you're playing solo, you can use any gun that you want, but in group play, you definitely want an LMG with a huge max size. That way you can unload. Everything's going to be so tanky because of the scaling, right? And in harder content, everything's going to be scaled super high. When you are shooting a boss, for example, you're going to be wanting to shoot the boss and kill some small ads so that you can keep increasing your max size and never have to reload while putting out massive amounts of damage. I am using the suppressed LMG weapon variant. I believe this is the best one for solo and group because your blighted rounds is very important. So if you lose that, your damage is going to be going down significantly. Just make sure you be safe and have that extra max size there. To recap, this will be all of the talents you need. Just in case you want to take a screenshot of all of them together. Keep in mind that some of them are subject to change as you progress more and dive deeper into the game with better gear and more testing. Most of the stats on my gear are not great or optimized, but we do with what the game blesses us with. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications to get notified of future Outriders content. I do plan on making more build videos for each class at endgame and probably some speedrun videos. If you have any questions about anything or feel like I missed something, make sure to ask them down in the comments below or ask me live on Twitch. I'm always streaming almost every day now because of Outriders. So make sure you stop by, hit me up with a follow, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, anything would be much appreciated, guys. I do appreciate all the support. I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Okay, we're a little bit faster. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Endgame, my dude. Hell yeah. Endgame, dude. We're trying to get to endgame. I the storm. That's the goal.
What a bunch of clowns. creatures. Did that feral maniac capture them for sport? I think that's the last of the monsters, but that maniac isn't too happy about it. Here we go.
Oh no, I fell down. Got a mistake. All right, last phase, baby. Nice, nice, nice. Let's go. Turret out. Break the resistance. Freeze. Need to kill a small lad here. 3 bullets here. Come on. Let's go, dude. Boom.
Bad shot.
Headshot.
You'll finally shut up now. The pot is ours.
Was that a gold? That was a gold, dude. Let's go. Doesn't say. I finished it. Nice. Well, that wasn't gold. That was next to gold, right? Okay, so 12%, 12.5% chance of getting extra legendary. Let's go.
Outrider detected.
Hopefully I get a legendary here. Come on. Oh, I got a legendary. 1 legendary. Let's go. A bunch of purples. Oh man, look at that. Eye of the Storm. Here we come, baby. Should we do it? It costs 40k. 40k points. A very, very expensive mission here. Eye the storm. Oh, it's 6 minutes for gold? Are you serious? Go big or go home? That's the spirit, dude. Okay, we'll try it. Alright, here we go.
Outrider.
In.
That permanent storm on the horizon? I had a vision about it. I saw it erupt. A shockwave that spread out across Eden, wiping out all life in its path. When I came to, a scout told me hordes of ferals had been spotted heading to the
Oh
area.
shit, dude.
Something is changing, Outrider. We need to stop this.
That's the last boss in the game. Except he's over here now.